Right, here we go, looking super professional, but today I'm talking about the 5 top YouTube channels, I believe, in the entrepreneur startup space. And I want to talk about these guys because, on days where I lack motivation or don't feel like there's much purpose behind what I'm doing or where I'm trying to go, I watch some of their videos on YouTube, listen to some of their podcasts, and it revitalizes me. It makes me realize, these guys were probably where I am right now once, and, talk about it to the cows come home, but they showed up, they were consistent, they keep pushing forward, and they are now where they are because of that. So my first go-to source on YouTube for entrepreneurs, and their catchphrase, I guess, is they spoon feed you interesting business ideas that you can go and start up tomorrow. And it's a podcast YouTube channel called My First Millions, and it is hosted by two wonderful gentlemen. Sam Parr is one of the reasons why I got into newsletters. He started a newsletter called The Hustle, that is an amazing entrepreneurial, businessy newsletter, and they sold to The Hustle for a lot of money. They sold to HubSpot for a lot of money. The newsletter has like 3 million people in it. And then the second business that Sam is now working on, well, he's had his hands in many, many, many pies, but is one called the Hamptons right now, which is it's like a high value mastermind group for entrepreneurs. Go check his stuff out. His partner in crime is Shaan, spelled Shaan, a little bit different, Shaan Puri, and another newsletter that I followed that got me on the newsletter kick. And he developed a newsletter called The Milk Road. And The Milk Road sold for, I'm not sure, like $10 or $11 million in 10 months. And it's a crypto-based newsletter. Awesome newsletter. He was also the CEO of the social media company Bebo, way back in the days, if you're old enough to remember Bebo. And then I believe they sold to Twitch, the gaming platform. So I really enjoy these guys, the people that they have on board, and just the ideas that they come up with when they're interviewing people on businesses that are really cool and, could make you a lot of money. Not just online, but brick and mortar stuff as well, which is really cool. Second one I love watching, and I have just recently pre-ordered his book, is Noah Kagan. Noah is a YouTuber podcaster again, and he has just come from, a wealth of experience. What he does is he hosts, or his platform is a hosting site to lessons from 8-figure founders. So he interviews like millionaires, billionaires, all that sort of stuff. And he comes with loads of experience, like I said. He has a company called AppSumo, which is, I think it's well in the 8 figures. And what that does is they buy, and it's a platform for buying and selling digital products. Pretty cool. And they have discounts all the time to get those products cheaper as well. So check it out if you're an entrepreneur needing technologies. Go check them out because you'll probably get a good deal there. The website, the videos, the podcast probably help you start business, help you grow the business, help you improve the businesses. And an interesting fact about him was he was employee number 30 with Facebook. So, as I said, he's been there, done that, worked really hard to get where he is now. Third favorite I enjoy, which is funny because he's probably more popular than the first two, is GaryVee. Massive social media tycoon, I guess you could say. Has a media company, he's in NFTs, he's written books, amazing books. You got to read his books if you haven't read his books. Favorite is Jab Jab Hook. But Gary's pretty intense. Gary is always about investing in social media. And if you saw one of my shorts, he claims to do 32 pieces of content every single day on social media. Gary's really stinking rich. And I said this before, he has a team that does it all for him. So, no hate, all love for Gary, but he's worked hard to get where he is, and he has a team that follows him around 24/7 with cameras, pumping out that social media. But a wealth of knowledge and plenty to learn from. Gary is very up to date with everything in the world and usually picks unicorns before they actually get really popular. So great guy to follow. Make sure you're following GaryVee. Next one is a guy called Greg Isenberg. I think that's how you say it. I didn't really know much of this guy, but I found him through the My First Million podcast. He was on there. And he is, what does he do? Let's have a look here. He interviews entrepreneurs and creators and breaks down how they've done it, which is awesome because, teaches you that, there's always those peaks and troughs, those ups and downs, but also how to get out of those low points as well. Because most of the people are super honest and, just wanting to help other people make it in the world. So his wealth of knowledge, once again, he's an advisor or was an advisor for TikTok, for Reddit, for WeWork, although WeWork went under recently, but probably nothing to do with him. And then he's got a really cool little business now called Late Checkout. So another one to watch, listen to. Like I said, all these guys are going to, A, inspire you, B, teach you some cool tips and tricks along the way. Last one is a platform called Starter Story. And Starter Story, got to remind myself, is his name is Pat Wells, I think it is. Anyway, I'm going to post everyone's links in the comments anyway, so you can, in the description, so you can check them out. Basically, he documents all the journeys of 7-figure online businesses. Really love what he puts out. I think he goes a little bit heavy on trying to get you to sign up to his case studies, courses, but he's doing really, really well for himself. And once again, you can learn so much from everybody that he interviews. If you pay the money, then you get to have a look at the case studies, the breakdowns, the exact questions, tips and tricks. I haven't paid for it, haven't gone into it. I probably should. I just don't have the cash behind me at the moment. But when I do, I think I will, because I think it'll be an absolute goldmine. What's the problem with watching all these guys? The problem is they're so goddamn good that sometimes you're probably going to get into that rabbit hole and watch way too much of their content when you should be practicing what you're doing. The other side for some people is if you watch all the success, then sometimes this can actually work in a reverse effect than it does for me. For me, it picks me up, but for a lot of people, it might actually bring you down. Shit, I can't do what they did. Oh, that sounds really hard. Once again, it comes down to a mindset of, belief, growth mindset, understanding that, everything happens to you for a reason, and you just got to keep consistent, keep showing up, keep pushing through. So they're my top 5 entrepreneurial YouTube channels / podcasts / websites. Check them out. I think if you're like me, it'll probably motivate you on those days when you're feeling a little low and you need a bit of a pickup. Check them out. Make sure you follow them. Make sure you like and subscribe them. Get some.